How are you?
Well, how are you doing?
Good, good. Can't complain. It's a Thursday, but it feels like a Friday, and we know
Good
Monday's a
one. Good one.
holiday.
Yeah. Good one. Yeah, I can feel you in the sense that we had, an earlier time, and then, I think you would be busy until now. So it was, it's great to have you on my podcast. I wanted to have you on my podcast because the other day I learned about your product. And it was mesmerizing. It was amazing in the sense that the strides that are happening in the space of AI and the hodgepodge or the clutter that has been created in terms of lead generation, and everybody is promising stuff in context of digital sales funnels and other things. Your product is very specific, is definitive. It has a very accurate, so to say, landing in terms of who you contact, when you contact, where you contact in real time. So I thought, it would be great to have you on board and just educate my audience about how your product is going to create an impact which is tangible and which is verifiable. Because in the world of sales, I made my first sales call uh, 30 years back, maybe. And then it was Yellow Pages directory. Nobody had an idea what an internet is or what an internet will be or will be capable of. But in terms of the client bank, so to say, there was always an ambiguity involved as to, the number of cards in your folder, how many of them are active or how many of them are actually alive. Uh, you know.
Mhm.
So your product is revolutionary and groundbreaking in the sense that it deploys all over the internet and fetch all the data that is precise and also correct. So now the floor is yours. Just talk to me a little bit about it.
Yeah, no, I think, look, like for me, I've been doing sales for about 9 years, very similar, just cold calling. And, when I started, at least, like a lot of how we did outbound was we just went on Google. We probably have to buy a separate tool just to validate the emails and then even something additional to scrape that. So, I mean, with the way technology is moving, especially with AI, it's really helping and allowing people to kind of cut down on actually how long this takes and really focus more on like the outreach, especially as that's gotten cluttered and connect rates and stuff. So, what's nice about like AI is it's really helping you cut down and making it a lot simpler to find that info. And especially with Seamless, it's a validation tool. It's a scraper. It's a search engine all in one. So I think what's nice is like now, like our rule, and you'll see with other rules, like that manual time, that hour, 2 hours a week that you're spending prospecting is now kind of simplified down to minutes and then really kind of being focused on like a higher level sales rep, focusing on more pipeline side. So that's kind of the beauty of Seamless. That's kind of the beauty of the way AI and technology is moving forward. So um that's kind of where our platform helps. That's kind of how people are using it. And I think for the future of sales, like it allows us to do more thinking than actually doing, which will be nice.
So it's fair to say that it's like the chat GPT for sales.
Yeah, I like to call it a Google search engine on steroids. That's what I like to call it because I think like again, you go on Google, you search for somebody, you go through a different website that does all that for you and say, hey, just like on Google, it says, hey, here are the top results for your searches. It says, hey, here's the top email, here's the top phone number for your individual.
So for me, ChatGPT is like steroids, Google on steroids, actually,
Okay.
because in terms of accuracy, I would say, because I was looking for an attorney in a specific area, field of practice, and I spent weeks. There were irrelevant ads. There were even categories that were irrelevant where they were showing in, and that's why probably they have diversified to Gemini as well, or Perplexity, because it is again back to the same word, cluttered so much that back in the day there was this article spinning software, automatic article spinner, in the
Okay.
days of Google Penguin and article writing, and everybody was writing articles and there were directories and blah blah blah. So this is coming full circle back in the sense that now ChatGPT is kind of again, in terms of generative aspect of it, is kind of spinning whatever is available, but just like you mentioned, skimmed through it, and kind of filtering all the wanted from unwanted. And I think Seamless is amazing, and the name is also accurate because it's like a giant database that you can just equip your sales team with it, and just tell them to go on full throttle and unleash your creativity. Because the thing is that for me, any kind of performance arts, whether it is stand-up comedy, whether it is acting, whether it is improv, I think it's all sales. Even courtship and proposal is also sales. You are selling something, and but sometime, for example, I was watching this uh, series, Silicon Valley, and
Mhm.
in that, you see that it's all about projection, and if these numerical parts are streamlined seamlessly, no pun intended, then they can focus more on the art of highlighting the value that's being added, and then fulfilling it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I said, a lot of chat GPTs kind of just coming full circle, making it a lot easier. And we use it a ton, even in our role, like especially when we have conversations with people. I can't be an expert on every industry, so the easiest say to go chat GPT, like, hey, real quick, what's the blurb on this website? And then that way, come in a lot more educated and research. So no, 100%. Like chat GPT is just Google search on steroids for sure.
Yeah, and then of course the good part is that there is Meta AI, and then there is Microsoft's, and
Yeah.
at a time you can have a full reference library. And but the good thing is that I will add your link in the description, Seamless's link in the description. The way you have laid out the interface is also very refined, in the sense that it takes you right to the point of what you're looking for, and it's not cumbersome or confusing. It's very well laid out, and very clear, and very to the point, because again, when the sales team is buzzing to close a deal, they just want the information, and then they can make the magic happen. So the UX aspect of your platform is also very important, because there is so much that you can ask ChatGPT or Google, or any other search engine about what you're looking for. But it is at the end of the day how that information is filtered through.
Yeah, 100%. And that's kind of what's the nice thing about the tool is like you can get as niche as you need to. So I mean, on top of just like, hey, a very generic term if you need to get niche into any industry or even with a very specific job. Like it has those capabilities to it as well, which is nice. I mean, like, no pun intended, but it is seamless. I'm sure they did good with the marketing strategy when naming the company, but it does that sense kind of help and just, hey, you get in what you're looking for and then just kind of get back to what you need to from there.
Yep, that's true. So when you revolutionize any industry like that, there are entry barriers involved, and there are adoption issues. So talk to me a little bit about what kind of reception it is getting.
Sorry, I didn't catch that question.
So I'm saying that in terms of when you revolutionize any market or any industry, there are entry barriers, there are ifs and buts, and there are adoption issues as well, early adoption issues, and in terms of response. So talk to me a little bit about how what the reception has been, because this is like a game changing and groundbreaking product, and in many honestly speaking, literally too good to be true in some ways as well. So how
Right.
is the market reacting to it?
Yeah, I think look like with anything with the title AI in it, everyone still kind of walks on eggshells. But that being said, I feel like even in just 6 months, the, belief and confidence and I wouldn't say trust is the right word, but the acceptance of it is kind of slowly, increasing by the day. I mean, we get a lot of people who are like, hey, like I just want to get involved with AI. Like I don't know exactly what you do, but like I know this is a thing. So I think slowly people are becoming more confident and like just kind of open to the ideas that there's a more efficient way to do things. And I think, regardless of how like technically, affluent you are, like any option to do your job more effective and efficient, people are going to be open to. So I think it's with that. I mean, the nice thing about Seamless, they've been around 10 years, so they've been doing AI for 10 years,
Oh, great.
even though this is such, yeah, even though AI is relatively new. So I
Uh-huh.
think like, yeah, you see more people open to it and open to it. But like the same point, like anyone, the barrier of entry is pretty low when it comes to contact data. Like anyone can come and get databases. So the nice thing about it is like, the AI has been refined forever. It's a real-time search engine, so everything's there. So I think at the end of the day, like people are open to AI, people are open to the idea of doing their jobs more efficiently. But I think with growing days, like the idea of like AI being the scary thing is kind of less and less frequent.
That is correct. That is correct. I was listening to Elon Musk's address to the Qatar Chamber of Commerce
Mhm.
yesterday, and he was talking about OpenAI AI being the philanthropic sort of non-profit project, and then they started venturing out into for-profit, but they're scaling back, or it's in limbo for the time being. But your company has been in AI for 10 years, and again, efficiency is for any enterprise. Bottom line is very important, and that adds to profitably when it comes to allocative efficiency, when it comes to reducing cost. And then you can again once again focus, because it at the end of the day it's all about the prompts. It's not about AI being the enemy. I think AI is I mean, of course, when it entered, and then there was a bad rap when it's a ghost in the machine, and the genie is out of the bottle and stuff like that, again
Mhm.
propagated by Elon himself. But the way it is like magical. It's like mind-boggling, the amount of big data that it is that is able to process. Because for the last you can say at least 20 years or so, following the Yahoo decline, the world was all hooked on Google. And then the space got cluttered, and the updates, at one point became totally unmeaningful, and failure of Bing as well. So yeah, I definitely agree with you that people are looking at AI as a tool rather than a blessing or a curse.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like I said, I'm sure the limitless are endless. You know, if we come back in a year's time, I'm sure AI has completely evolved, new methods, new advantages that, yeah, it's growing at a rapid pace.
Yeah. And tell me a little bit about how this entire AI revolution and lead generation and sales funnel is thriving in attention economy where everything is about traction and switching algorithms can dominate the game.
Yeah, I think look like I think with sales and anything like everything's to your point is about attention. You know, cold calls, you have 5 minutes to book 15 minutes of a discovery call, which you then have 15 minutes to book another hour to do an actual demo. So I mean it's all about, timing and everything. Um, and especially as like you see people are calling more, they're emailing either A at a higher frequency or you kind of have the bucket of people who are just like, I'm going to do something very targeted. Like it's very key to say, okay, cool. Who am I getting to? What's their info? And then also, either if you're in the bucket of personalization, how can I just get some quick blurbs tailored to them so that it's relevant to them and worth the response? Or the vice versa, if you're doing high volume, how can I get exactly what I need and I see people who are interested in it and then kind of go in that high volume there. So, I mean, those are the two buckets people are kind of falling in and as they're utilizing it. Um, Especially like I said, especially the high volume, they're doing it so much they need to grab people at the right time. Timing is everything there. And then with the bucket of people who personalize it is like, hey, can I speak to something that's relevant at that time? So I think no, that's a big thing too, because I think people's inboxes and whether it's voicemails or emails are so flooded, like you got to find a way to stand out, and do it in a snap second so that you can capitalize that and then obviously begin the sales cycle.
That's true because, like you mentioned, inbox. The unsubscribe is in fashion these days. Uh,
Mhm.
Before it was, collecting all the email addresses and developing a database. But now it has come to a point where attention has so much become a currency that people don't want their inboxes to be cluttered. And again, it's again going full circle to the point where there were no email laws and the spam was out of control until the regulations were created. So,
Mhm.
in that context, also, it is also helpful in saving time back and forth and getting a soft corner in the potential customer's mind when you come with a definitive way to solve a customer's problem, and you have all the answers ready in the given attention that the customers can give to you in the time frame. So
Mhm.
then also it becomes a helpful tool because the information is correct and you are not just it's not a shot in the dark.
Right. Yeah. So they're kind of helping, like I said, kind of also minimizing the bad data that people have. Like gone are the times calling five, six, seven people only to find out that they moved, they no longer work there. The company's like, no, you can find out right now. Same thing with emails too. Instead of sending the same email, you can know, okay, what data is not bad, what data is bad, which ones is inaccurate, and kind of just focus on the ones that's out.
That's true. That's true. I mean, when, like I mentioned before, we used to do yellow pages ad sales, then you used to open the yellow pages, pick any address or contact and call them. And then, like you mentioned, some of them are those businesses have closed down and yeah, there's no clue where they are right now. So tell me about your packages are also amazing for the value that you are giving. It's like, uh, I mean, if you buy this kind of database, and that's expensive in its own, but you are providing real-time updates and all curated information. So tell me about your packages, because that were really enticing, especially on enterprise level.
Yeah, I think like kind of what I mentioned earlier is like people fall into like two kind of buckets when it comes to pricing. Is one, like people are very hyper targeted or hyper personalized, so they may not need so much amount. So we have like packages where they can have X and Y amounts. So that, like I said, they can see the advantage of getting the accurate data, but more so at the volume that they need. And then we have packages for people who are like, look, I don't know how many credits we're using, but we're going to use a high volume. So we have licenses where it's saying, hey, there's really no limitation on credits. If it's just one, two, or five people, you could go there. So it's really kind of curated to what makes sense for the individual. But we kind of have it for like those two buckets of the people who like high volume or really just don't have a limit to what they want to do versus those who are more low volume, hyper targeted, hyper personalized.
Okay, so the with credits, do you mean like just like the number of prompts you can have every day on ChatGPT? Is it like that, or how does it work?
Yeah, so this just comes down to like credits, which is just contacts. So like people use the contact credits and it gets you everything. So you can find on there like someone's email, you can find their mobile numbers, you can find like their LinkedIn profiles. And then it'll just give you like a background of like the company stuff. So like where they are, when they started, the kind of industry they fall on, and org chart. So usually they get that across the board when they're searching up an individual on there.
Okay. So tell me how many credits do you get in the basic package, and how much is the basic package?
Yeah, so I mean like the basic package, it's something as small as like 3,000 contacts for the year.
Okay.
So I mean like that's something like at a very minimum. So like a lot of people they'll use that even if they use it for like a handful of months. So like they have that
Mhm.
and then it obviously goes up from there. So I mean
Okay.
that's just like an entry level
Mm.
uh package from there.
Mm. And how do you utilize credit corresponding to number of contacts, or how does it work?
Well, again, it kind of varies on the package, but it's usually just, again, I'm not the finance guy, so I don't know the
Oh,
packages there.
oh,
I'm sure, I think the basic package is on the website, but yeah, it's just like, hey, you get X amount of credit contacts. I'm sure as you buy more, it's cheaper per or per credit. And
mm.
essentially that's how they go about modeling it.
Okay. So tell me, what are your any upcoming products or any upcoming upgrades that you are that Seamless is planning?
Um, As far as what's publicly out there, so I know like Seamless, they have a buying intent feature. So I know a lot of people want to kind of understand, um, hey, like if someone's thinking about us top of mind, who could be on there? So it does have an intent feature to do that. So that's kind of coming through. I know also too, they just launched like API stuff. So if you're looking to do like a customized CRM or if like you're doing things with like enrichment stuff. So it has those capabilities too if you want to refresh your database and stuff. So I know those are stuff that's launched recently that people have asked for
Right.
to kind of help. Like I said, they'll use maybe buy 4 or 5 tools to do the same thing where they can kind of just do that all on one our platform now.
Okay. So that means it's customizable as well.
Yeah, it's kind of going to that way where I mean like I wouldn't say it's customizable in like the product offering, but it's definitely customizable in its use. A lot of people use it to either if it's just doing outbound, some people will use it to like enrich their database.
Mm.
Some people will use it to like enrich like inbound stuff, if like emails or like an order form is misspelled. So I think like yeah, I would say more so it's in a customize of like how people are using it
Mm.
more so than it is the actual product offering.
Okay. So, for example, if I go on LinkedIn and I see Daniel Anderer, and I put this in on Seamless, so it's going to provide me all the details, like phone number, email, address, everything. How does that work?
Yeah, so it'll do that. So I mean, like it searches through what's already publicly out there. So like
Okay.
I said, it's like what you would do on a Google search or scraper tool. It's just doing that in real time as opposed to manual. So
Mhm.
it's doing that, it's validating it. So yeah, I mean there is a built-in Chrome extension. So if you did search up on LinkedIn, you could hit the find. And yeah,
Okay.
so if not everybody has the strong like if somebody's off the grid, yeah, they'll probably be challenging to find. But
Right.
for most people who have a digital presence, yeah, it'll find any numbers, emails available to them.
Okay. So there is a Chrome extension as well.
Yeah, so that's nice. So you have a Chrome extension if you're searching up LinkedIn or on a website. People kind of use that as a co-pilot. That way, if they know exactly who they're looking for, they can just hit that find button.
Okay. So so this extension is available with your product, or can it be downloaded directly from Chrome store?
Yeah, you could do both. Like when most people sign up, it's encouraged to go add the Chrome extension.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's what most people will do.
Okay. So in order to use that extension, you need to be on the paid package, or you can do without that as well.
Yeah, so like it only the extension only works if you have a login, which you don't have unless you have an
Ah,
account.
got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay, I think it's a great way to new wave or new age way of approaching sales because, like I said, there is a lot of ambiguity involved, and there are lots of programs and promises out there
Mhm.
which you see in on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. But having hardcore information in your hand to access whoever you want to reach out to is really magic bullet today, in the sense that there is so much clutter, and to look through all that is very challenging. And I think Seamless is in the right direction, in the sense that it's deploying the power of AI, and it's basically, again, our podcast is also about attention clutter and reclaiming our attention span. And this is Seamless is also sort of, in a way, reclaiming the sales exercise, which is laborious at times,
Mhm.
exhaustive when you are not able to reach to the right customer at the right time, because the timing is very important and crucial in the process of generating revenue. So yeah, I think that was very informative and rather educational for me as to where because right now AI is being used mostly in terms of generating code or generating images or videos. But Seamless is like taking it to the next level, where things are getting real in the sense as to how it can be more productive for business in general, and how it can really add in terms of, like you mentioned, at the end of the day, when email first came, uh, people were skeptical that what will be its potential and scope in the future. But Bill Gates, I read his book, Business at the Speed of Thought, back in 99 and 2000, and there he said that it's going to reduce cost tremendously, the entire internet phenomenon. And here we are, that these same airline tickets were so expensive because of the business travel, and now everything is done on Zoom, and again, essentially, it reduced the cost of conducting business. And so any which way, where because many for example, Elon Musk himself, he is doing amazing stuff. He's like doing 80% of the space exploration right now.
Mhm.
People wonder, and for with this Doge government efficiency thing as well, people wonder what his superpower is. I think besides being a visionary and a pioneer, I think he has one of his superior skills is in terms of allocative efficiency. And curtailing cost and allocating cost in the right areas where he get the maximum bang for the buck. So I think Seamless again is also a productivity tool where it can really enhance and empower business development, so to say, without
Mhm.
sounding too cliched, because the terms of endearment and the rules of game are changing with the passage of time, and as we step into this AI age. And yeah, I think thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the best for your seamless endeavor. And yeah, thank you. You'd like to add something? You want to wrap up something? Please feel.
No, like I said, it's good. I appreciate you having the opportunity to be on the podcast and have this conversation. And I think like to this point, it was enjoyable. It's relevant to today's world, especially the tension's coming more and more of a commodity. Um, but no, like I said, I enjoy the conversation. Happy to to answer any questions that people have seen with. Happy to do with that. But no, I enjoyed the opportunity. Appreciate the everything there, and thank you, Atif.
Sure. And share your website address so that if any audiences would like to reach out to Seamless, they can contact you.
Yeah, it's just seamless.ai.
Perfect. Seamless.ai. Okay, Daniel, thank you so much. Lovely talking to you.
All
And
right, you as well, Atif.
take care.